Here's what happened on this week's Friday Night SmackDown. We're live from Worcester, Massachusetts. Cody Rhodes is here after his loss at Money in the Bank. A Town Down Under have their rematch for the tag titles with DIY tonight. The show opens with your Miss Money in the Bank, Tiffany Stratton. She makes her entrance, looking fine as hell. She gets into the ring and starts by mentioning her victory at Money in the Bank, obviously. She mentions how it is now officially Tiffy time because she became the youngest Miss Money in the Bank in WWE history. She also says that Trish Stratus may have been the host of the show, but she was the star of the show. She puts all the champions on notice, including the NXT champion Roxanne. The music hits after this and it is Bayley. She comes out and congratulates Tiffany. She says that she is impressed with Tiffany. Tiffany says to Bayley that she should be scared of her, not coming out here to congratulate her. Bayley says she also won the Money in the Bank briefcase in 2019. She taunts Tiffany by saying that you probably didn't even know what WWE was in 2019. Tiffany replies and says that biatch 2019 wasn't like it was millions of years ago, and why does it matter what happened in 2019 when she has just become the youngest Miss Money in the Bank in WWE history. She says to Bayley that she did all of this while Bayley was at home resting. Bayley tells Tiffany to heed her advice and warns her that if you cash in on me, you will be the first woman to have a failed cash-in. Music hits and it is Nia Jax. Queen Nia comes out and says to Bayley that you are making empty threats. She says that you shouldn't worry about Tiffany, because in 3 weeks at SummerSlam Nia is the one who is going to take Bayley's title away from her. Bayley replies by saying that I'm not the same Bayley that you put on the shelf in 2019, I'm a different beast now, I'm a Grand Slam champion now. Bayley says that I'm going to embarrass you at SummerSlam. Bayley says that let's suppose for a moment that you do beat me. What will happen then? Will Tiffany cash in on you, Nia Jax? Nia replies and says that she knows you are not the same Bayley anymore. Nia also says that she doesn't have any problem with Tiffany because Tiffany is Nia's personal Barbie doll to play with. Weird flex but okay. Nia Jax also says that Bayley, you are going to become my victim at SummerSlam. Bayley takes the first swing at Nia Jax but Tiffany stops her. Nia hits Bayley from the behind and now Tiffany and Nia have the upper hand on Bayley. They are planning on beating her but Michin shows up with a kendo stick. Just as she did last week, she starts swinging and both Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton exit the ring. Backstage, Byron is trying to interview Chelsea Green and she refuses to talk to him. She says that she is waiting here to talk to Nick Aldis because what happened at Money in the Bank was an absolute travesty. She tells Byron to go away. The match gets underway and it is as usual, a mid-quality match. Tiffany is ringside supporting Nia Jax and Bayley is ringside supporting Michin. Near the end of the match, Tiffany tries to help Nia. She puts a kendo stick on the apron and tries to distract the referee so that Nia Jax can use kendo stick on Michin. She distracts him but Bayley attacks Tiffany and takes her off the apron. Nia grabs the kendo stick but before she can use it, Michin strikes her. But that doesn't matter, as Nia Jax Samoan drops Michin and then she hits her with the Annihilator. She pins her 1-2-3 and Nia Jax wins. After the match, Bayley attacks Nia Jax because Nia Jax was going to attack Michin. Tiffany gets into the ring to help Nia Jax and she hits Bayley with her Money in the Bank briefcase. Tiffany watches the beatdown as Nia Jax delivers it. Nia Jax hits Bayley with the leg drop. They both stand tall over a fallen Bayley. They're both leaving when Tiffany realizes that she can use this moment to cash in and win the championship. She hangs back in the ring and decides to cash in. She is just about to give the briefcase to the referee when Nia Jax comes back into the ring and looks at Tiffany like a disappointed drunk stepdad. Tiffany acts like she was not going to do anything and she exits the ring with Nia Jax. They both walk together towards the backstage area. End of segment. Next up, the Bloodline appears on TV. Solo says that the Bloodline had everything. They held every title but they lost all the prestige and the power because Roman Reigns lost to Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. He says that even with all the help, Roman could not get the job done and that he disappointed his family. But now, everything is under Solo's control and he aims to bring back the glory days too. The Bloodline. Pinning Cody Rhodes in the middle of the ring was step number 1. He says that now he has a new family, a new bloodline, a more aggressive bloodline. He says that he has gotten rid of everyone who is not or would not acknowledge him. He mentioned Jimmy Uso, Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns during this. Then he says that with the help of this new bloodline, the titles will come back to the bloodline as long as Solo is the tribal chief. He also says that by the end of the night, everyone will acknowledge him as the head of the table. End of segment. Next up, it is Baron Corbin and he teams up with Apollo Crews to take on Legado Del Fantasma. Before the match can begin though, Andrade appears on TV and we are shown what happened earlier today. Andrade continues on with his usual bullcrap by saying that this is his time and WWE is his destiny and so on. What a snooze fest. Carmelo Hayes shows up and says that why are you focusing on Andrade Byron, you should be focusing on Carmelo. He says that he is the one who had a world-class showing at Money in the Bank and he is the one who has pinned Randy Orton, and as far as he can remember, Andrade have not done anything of value ever since he came back. Andrade challenges Carmelo for a match next week. In the ring, Apollo has also made his entrance. Legado Del Fantasma is also here and the match gets underway. It is a below-average match and near the end, Baron gets into it with some guy named Santos. He punches him and then takes the one half of the opponent's tag team out of the equation. In the ring, Apollo is alone with his opponent. Elektra distracts the referee when she sees that her team is losing. Some guy named Santos gets into the ring and he hits Apollo with a knee to the face. This dude hits Apollo with his finisher and he pins him 1-2-3 to win the match. Legado del Fantasma stand tall. End of match. Backstage, Chelsea Green is still waiting outside Nick Aldis's office with Piper when Pretty Deadly show up and say that they want to talk to Nick in order to arrange a musical on SmackDown. Chelsea says that she has been waiting here before and the line starts with her, not in front of her. Pretty Deadly stand behind them both and they all start waiting for Nick Aldis's call. The door opens though and LA Knight comes out of the office. Chelsea asks her is Nick free now and LA Knight says that he is a bit busy with something but he will call Chelsea soon. LA Knight leads them to go outside to the ring. End of segment. Backstage somewhere, Cody Rhodes is sitting alone when Randy Orton shows up. Randy says that tonight Cody you have to deal with all the Bloodline business but know this, if you need me then I will be right there with you so you are not alone in this fight with the Bloodline. He says that Kevin also would have helped him but he is not here because he had a family emergency. Randy says to Cody that it doesn't matter though because I have your back. Randy also says that when you are finished with this Bloodline business Cody, a lot of men in the locker room are going to come after you and are going to come after this title. Randy says that you should know that even at that time, Randy Orton will have your back Cody Rhodes. So that's confirmed then. Randy Orton heel turn coming soon. Cody thanks Orton and Randy leaves. End of segment. Next up, the megastar is here and the crowd goes wild. He is here to address his loss at Money in the Bank. He says he is not going to make excuses, he got dumped out of the ring and onto a ladder and hence lost the match. But he is here today, to talk about something else and that is, what happened before Money in the Bank. He says that in his qualifying match for the Money in the Bank, he pinned the current US champion Logan Paul to qualify. He says that he went to Nick Aldis's office with that in mind and talked to him about a match with Logan Paul for US Championship. Nick Aldis agreed and he signed the contract and gave it to LA Knight. Knight then signs the contract in front of everyone but then he says that 2 signatures are here but 1 signature is missing because Logan Paul is not here tonight. He says though that one way or another, he is going to get your signature Logan Paul and then he is going to beat you and own you at SummerSlam because that is just a fact of life, with everybody saying, L.A. Knight, yeah. Crowd goes wild again. End of segment. Next up, a video package is shown highlighting the strengths and pros of Blair Davenport. You know, the page from Wish.com. She has a match up next against the black drag queen, Naomi. It's a boring match as every match involving Naomi is. In the end, Naomi hits Blair with her wacky finisher and she pins her clean in the middle of the ring with this weird maneuver to win the match. Okay, so a video package is shown highlighting and promoting Blair and then she loses her match right afterward? Seriously? How are we supposed to take her seriously when WWE refuses to do so? Anyways, that's the end of the match. Moving on, next up it is A Town Down Under vs Ty for the Tag Team Championships. Before the match begins though, backstage, Naomi runs into her fellow color companions, Bianca and Jade Cargill. They all greet each other like long-lost sisters who were just rescued from a cult. The conversation between them went like this. Jade says girl 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 nice victory girl. Bianca says that's right girl, you go girl. Naomi says thanks girl, I got you girl. Bianca says that girl we are here to talk to Nick Aldis girl but Nick Aldis is not here girl. Chelsea hears this, gets angry and storms into Nick's office. Jade and Bianca say to Naomi that girl enjoy today's victory girl, you deserve it girl, work it girl. Then they say bye to Naomi in the weirdest way possible and thank God that is it over. Cringe Pro Max. Blair shows up and say that she just came here to tell Naomi that the better person won the match. She shakes her hand and leaves. Chelsea comes out of the office and says that if you are looking for Nick Aldis, he really is not here. Blair comes running and blindsides Naomi and attacks her. Then she laughs in a weird way and Naomi acts poorly lying on the ground. End of segment. DIY the tag champs now make their entrance. The match gets underway. During the match, a miscommunication happens and Grayson Waller accidentally hits Austin Theory in the face with his knee. DIY then circle Waller and hit him with the Shatter Machine. Then they hit Waller with Meet Me in the middle. 1 2 3 and DIY are still your tag champs. After the match, Austin and Grayson are arguing when Grayson notices Jacob Fatu coming. He gets out of dodge and Jacob Fatu attacks Austin Theory. He then gets into the ring and attacks both the tag champs by himself. Ciampa hits Jacob with a DDT, but he gives him this look, and the DDT had no effect on him. He gets up and superkicks Ciampa. He then butt wipes Johnny Gargano. He then Samoan drops Ciampa. He is absolutely unstoppable. He then performs an awesome maneuver on Johnny Gargano. It was unbelievable. He then moonsaults on Ciampa. He then stands tall in the middle of the ring, having cleared it for his tribal chief. The music hits and Solo Sikoa is here. He makes his entrance and gets into the ring. He asks Worcester to acknowledge him. Obviously, they do not acknowledge him. Instead, they start chanting, "We want Roman." Solo says that forget about Roman, because you all have Solo now. Solo says that if Roman decides to come back, he will also acknowledge Solo as the tribal chief. Then he says that well, tonight is not about Roman though. Tonight is about Cody Rhodes acknowledging Solo as the head of the table. The music hits and the American Nightmare is here. He makes his entrance and the crowd goes wild. Cody gets into the ring and says that he has heard everything he needed to hear. Cody says to Solo that we want the same thing, and that is we both want a match against each other. Cody says, well, we have to speak to Nick, but you can consider the match at SummerSlam between Cody and Solo official. Cody also says that if it was up to him though, that match would be tonight and not at SummerSlam. The Bloodline surrounds Cody Rhodes and he goes after Solo Sikoa. He has him in the position when Jacob Fada saves him with a super kick. The Bloodline now starts attacking Cody Rhodes, and then the music hits and it is Randy Orton. He takes care of all members of the Bloodline and then he is alone in the ring with Solo Sikoa. He hits Solo with a spike DDT. Then he goes to check up on Cody Rhodes. When he gets up though, Jacob Fatu is in the ring and he attacks Randy Orton. The Bloodline now starts attacking Randy Orton. They take Orton out of the ring and for a split second, Randy is starting to have the upper hand, and then, Jacob Fada suicide dives on Randy Orton to kill the momentum. The Bloodline now ties up Cody Rhodes in the ropes so he can have a front row seat to the beatdown of Randy Orton. Jacob Fada headbutts Cody in the stomach and it looked so gosh darn funny. The Bloodline hits Randy Orton with the steel steps. Jacob Fada superkicks him. Then they clear the announcer's table and get Randy in position for the Shield powerbomb. While all this happening, Cody Rhodes is yelling, "Leave him, take me instead, you want me, you don't want him." They pick Randy up and powerbomb him through the table. Solo then hits Cody with the Samoan spike. They all stand tall while Cody and Randy are laying unconscious. Jacob adorns Solo with the Ula Fala. The Bloodline stands tall once again. Damn! We the ones. The crowd starts chanting, "You suck," and the show ends with this shot right here. What did you think of the show? Comment down below your thoughts and don't forget to like the video, it really helps a lot. Thanks for watching. Toodles.